my opinion, I think UCLA, you know, should take advantage of Texas's inexperience on offense, blitz this quarterback, and just run the football like they did last year. It was a good recipe then, and it'll be an even better one tomorrow. Syracuse plays USC out here. Another good matchup of, teams that never play against each other. USC is still waiting to play, two halves of football. They played great in one half and haven't finished playing the second half, or vice versa, and have gotten lucky the last 2 weeks to be 2-0. Matt Barkley, when they get Tyler back, he played a little bit last week. They got to run the football and open up the offense a little bit more and stop trying to hit the home runs to make the crowd, stand on their feet. Just play USC football. Syracuse has a very intricate offense, as we all know. This should be a very interesting test because USC struggles against teams that have these type of offenses. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. How about Stanford and Arizona? I know Arizona got taken to the woodshed by Oklahoma State, but Stanford is pretty good at throwing the football as well. I know Arizona did not play their best game, but Mr. Foles is an NFL-type quarterback. I think he's going to come to play. It's going to be a shootout, but Stanford will win by 3 touchdowns late in the fourth quarter. They'll score some garbage 2 touchdowns to fatten up that spread. And the Battle of the Tigers, Clemson versus Auburn. Clemson last year gave Auburn its best game. Clemson should have beaten Auburn last year, but failed in the fourth quarter to stop Cam Newton. No, there's no Cam Newton this time, and the game's down in South Carolina. I like the way Clemson plays. Auburn has been playing these games, but they have not stopped anyone. Utah State ran through Auburn like they weren't standing there. And I think Clemson is going to come and try to run the football down their throat as well, and thus end the longest win streak in the nation. Notre Dame has the toughest game of the week because they're 0-2, and Michigan State seems to find ways to beat them all the time. I'll be intrigued to see how Notre Dame plays this game. Notre Dame is another team that does not play 4 quarters. You got to play 4 quarters to win in the NCAA as well as the NFL. And so let's start talking about the bad in sports. Now, as I said earlier today, I've been doing 3 teams in the NFL. That's good. We're talking about 3 teams in the NFL. That's bad. And there are 3 teams in the NFL. That's ugly. But it really pains me to do this because I have to include my favorite team on this list. That's right, folks. The New York Football Giants will not succeed this season if Eli Manning turns the football over, period. He has this uncanny ability to look like Johnny Unitas, even to look like his brother, for parts of games where he makes amazing throws, amazing reads. And then he'll go back to pass and throw one, and someone will tip it and it gets picked off, or he'll just throw one right to the defense. And the Giants have messed with Brandon Jacobs' head so badly. They had 4th and 1 twice in the fourth quarter in that game last week, and gave the ball to Bradshaw. Brandon Jacobs is 6'2", 265 pounds. He should just fall forward for a first down. But I guess he's pretty soft if they're using Bradshaw to try to get first downs. Wake up. They used to own the Redskins. They had beaten the Redskins 7 straight times. And to lose a game like that, in my opinion, is extremely disturbing. The NFC East, folks, mark this down, will be decided by the team that does not turn the ball over. Philly and Washington last week didn't turn the ball over. The Giants and the Cowboys, that's right, the Cowboys, they did. Tony Romo was playing a brilliant game against the Jets. Then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, he went back to Tony Romo of last year where he fumbles or he throws bad interceptions. The key to winning the East is the quarterback position. You have 4 quarterbacks, Michael Vick, Tony Romo, Eli Manning, and Rex Grossman. All 4 of those quarterbacks are known to turn the football over. Michael Vick had an amazing year last year. We didn't turn the ball over for most of the season, but in the postseason, turned the ball over. Tony Romo turns the ball over. We already talked about Eli Manning, and of course, Sexy Rexy. He throws a lot of picks, and that's why he was out of Chicago. Dallas has the most explosive team in the East. They have an offense that no one should be able to stop. Miles Austin is unguardable, and so is Dez Bryant. And for some reason, the Cowboys stopped throwing the ball to Bryant. I mean, he was catching balls on Revis and Cromartie. So I don't understand what Dallas did in the second half of the game. In fact, after Witten made that long catch, I turned the game off thinking the game was over, and then I turned the TV on again, and it was tied. And I guess Romo fumbled, and then I guess the Jets blocked a punt. And that's all she wrote. But Dallas, the Giants, need to look at themselves in the mirror and say, we don't beat ourselves, we can't be beaten. And so, we'll see how it goes. And the third bad team from last week, the Minnesota Vikings brought in Donovan McNabb. Now, I'm not a Donovan McNabb hater. I love Donovan McNabb. He's one of my favorite people in all of sports. But for Donovan McNabb to complete, 7 passes for 39 yards? And the team still almost win, lets you know that the Vikings have talent because they have Percy Harvin, who is an absolute touchdown machine. Adrian Peterson ran the football extremely well. McNabb has one job, and that's not to screw it up. Get the ball to Harvin, get the ball to Peterson. If you can't do that, Donovan, you don't deserve any type of clout or any type of anything this season. You've gotten the keys to the car, drive it. And we'll be back to talk more bad on 89.7 KLAS FM after this.
So I'm sitting and clicking, bang, gorgeous, hot, sexy models like you've never seen.
Yeah?
I'm telling you, what a website.